I do cleaning and organizing and feng shui in a particular Thomas Andrews manner. Thomas Andrews, as many of you will know, is the architect of the Titanic, and on that fateful voyage, he spent time talking about how many nuts and how many screws were holding in the coat hooks rather than counting how many lifeboats they had. Anyway, so rather than dealing with the entire debris field, I get interested in making little vignettes. So here I have some sculptural things my father and mother did. My mother did this once upon a time. It's missing the head. And my father did these. And he did a couple of these back here, which you can't quite see. Those are paintings he did a long time ago, and these are ads he made. Hello. Look at his little belt tie. Anyway, my dad, so I'm sorting out things, my dad's drawings, my drawings that are in another box, art supplies, my mother's sweater she knitted, which is under that pile right now, some more of my dad's stuff, some of my stuff. And rather than completing to clear this out, I get trapped by making a little display. And this easel here is so cool. It sort of weirdly folds up, and here's your foot pedal down here. You can do that to loosen it, and then you're holding the entire contraption, and you can sort of bend it to a different angle. Probably if you're doing a larger painting and you want to work on the top rather than stretching, you can easily pull the entire thing down with one. Let's see if I can make it work here. Which way is loose? Well, I'll probably break it. But it's really neat. I thought it folded up into a little sort of French easel-y thing, but it doesn't. It doesn't do that. It's meant to be able to move this entire thing sort of up and down by using your foot to unloosen it, and then you use your two hands to adjust it, and then you use your foot to tighten it again, which is why that wing nut is so big. So I thought I would go back here to get the expansive view. Over there we have Jacob and his angel wrestling some sort of plaster thing. And there's one of my sculptures in paper of a big telescope thing. Here's another one of mine. Who is that handsome man in that mirror there? And I thought that this sort of sculptural mass in the center was sort of neat, turning two easels and some art into a little happening. My father would call it a happening. So these are ads my dad made for his clothing store. So I didn't put big paintings here because I didn't really want to block the light too much coming in. And I may add that other easel here with another small thing on it to sort of have this construction here. And what will my brothers say? My little brother will roll his eyes until they roll out of his head. Todd will have something to say. But now I have to go back and clear this out and figure out how to make this look nice and clear off the top of this. And here's Debbie. It's a bronze sculpture my father had in his clothing store. I never liked it, but he liked it, and it was sort of a mascot in the men's department. A life-size nude lady. So this was the studio, and this was added onto the house at the last edition that was made, and it functioned to a degree. My father used it more as sort of a living room than a studio, but he did eventually use it to make his necklaces, which all of these things here and those drawers there, they're all full of beads, which he would use to make his sort of collage-y wearable art that had little beads strung in between, but they're just full of, it's like all of my pen drawers, except in this case it's beads. So anyway, I have my work cut out for me, but I just thought this little easel, this little so it's sort of like they're people and they're gathered together to talk to each other. This is one of my dad's collages he made with newspapers and old torn paper and paint, and he framed it by using duct tape. And which I thought was lovely. Here's some other things he made with paint and some of his beads. These are less interesting, I think. But here's something he made with a mannequin head and shells, and this is a head of some sort made of, I think, paper mache and other things he's done. So anyway, it's going to be sad to say goodbye to this place, but I just hope that someone that buys it is going to have an artist in the family, and this studio will be eventually used to make beautiful things. And that they don't take a bulldozer to the place, which is always the fear when you say goodbye to your childhood home. You don't want it to go away entirely. So, anyway, ta-da!